Okay, greetings, and I hope things are going well for you as you move toward the final exam this next week. And your research papers, your workbook as weeks 5 through 7 are returned to me. And it's been a joy to be able to be a part of your learning experience. I trust that it's gone well. The 18th chapter of Dr. Gundry's book deals with the book of Revelation. And the book of Revelation is, in many ways, something of a fan favorite. When you ask any youth group or any adult group for that matter, is there a book of the Bible that I'd like to study? Many times they'll come up with the book of Revelation, and the reason why is because it seems so current. And the late great Planet Earth years ago, Hal Lindsey took it and put it into current history, and we're trying to figure out when is Jesus coming again, and who is the Antichrist, and when does the tribulation and the rapture and all that type thing take place. The book of Revelation, is that what it's about? And remember, it is about the revelation of Jesus Christ, not simply about the end times. And this brings up the interpretation of the book. And you'll read those different types of interpretation outlined in Dr. Gundry's text. You'll have to decide which one that you believe is closest to the way you see the book of Revelation. I see it certainly as one of the themes being the second coming of Jesus. That's clear. This is a view toward the end of time. So I find 4 different themes that show up. There are other minor themes, but 4 major themes that show up in the book of Revelation. And one of them, of course, is the second coming of Jesus. In the first chapter of the book of Revelation, it says that John was on the Isle of Patmos, and he was in the Spirit on the Lord's day. There's another interpretation of that on the Lord's day, which would be unto the Lord's day. Not just that he was like on a Sabbath or on a Sunday, happened to be praying, but he was in the Spirit unto a view of the Lord's day, or the day of the Lord, the day of reckoning, the day of judgment. And the rest of the book of Revelation is a description of that. Now, I believe that that has truth in it, but I do not take the view that the book of Revelation is entirely future. In other words, it has no application whatsoever to present life. The book of Revelation is very current, very applicable throughout the entire church age. It is not simply for people in, quote, the tribulation or preparing for the millennium or whatever that might be. So the second coming of Jesus is a major theme. The second theme that I find that runs through the book of Revelation is martyrdom. We find throughout the book of Revelation a high value placed on those who shed their blood for the Lord, who in witness to the Lord. As a matter of fact, the very word witness, the 2 witnesses that we find in the 11th chapter, the word witness is the word martyrion, which is, we also interpret or translate to be martyr. One of the key verses of the entire book of Revelation, which I consider, in fact, to be the key verse of the book of Revelation, is chapter 12, verse 11, where we read these words, and they are familiar to many of you. They overcame him, speaking of the devil, they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they did not love their lives to the death. That's martyrdom. And there is, again, a high value placed on martyrdom throughout the book of Revelation. In fact, at one point it says that in chapter 6 that the martyrs, those who've shed their blood, are underneath the throne of God crying out, how long will you avenge our blood? And the word comes back, until the number, your number is fulfilled. And it's as if God says that not only is the gospel to be preached to all the nations, a la Matthew 24, but also that the number of martyrs will be fulfilled. And that is one of the things that is a characteristic of the church age, of history, and martyrdom becomes a major theme. That also leads into what I consider to be the third theme of the book of Revelation, which is a view of reality, which we find Continually through the book of Revelation, there's this juxtaposition of heaven and earth. And in heaven there's praise and worship and adoration. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of His glory. While on earth there are seals being opened and bowls being poured out and trumpets being blasted. And there is incredible difficulty on earth, while at the same time there is glory and majesty in heaven. And this is a view of reality that is to encourage the saints that no matter how difficult it is here, there is joy in heaven. The joy of the Lord in heaven is our strength here on earth. The fourth and last theme that I find in the book of Revelation is spiritual warfare. Referring back again to Revelation chapter 12, very vivid picture there of the devil. It's a dragon. And he's called that, Satan, the dragon, the one who has taken or dragged a third of the stars from heaven and has been cast down to earth, and who persecutes the saints and persecutes Israel. And spiritual warfare becomes a theme throughout the book of Revelation, and it finds climax whenever Jesus comes riding on a white horse in chapter 19, and with the sword that comes out of his mouth, he slays the beast and the false prophet, and he brings an end to history, and that end is in the context of spiritual warfare. This is so pertinent to us today. It is so pertinent to our worldview. It is pertinent to the church for us to understand at least these four themes of the book of Revelation. God bless you, and once again, if there's any way I can be of assistance to you, please let me know, and I look forward to your research papers. God bless you as you study.